I've done my fair share of goofy things on the channel, ranging from off-color jokes that some of you aren't old enough to understand yet, at least you shouldn't understand them yet, to getting the Modern Warfare 2 betrayal experience at a Milsim event by my own squad mates, and even letting my best friend shoot me with one of my own replicas simply to prove a point. But what happens in today's game is by far the worst, and I did it to myself. Welcome to the Wolf's Den, and to all of our new viewers, I'm excited to have you here for a lesson in humility, and a bad decision that was promptly followed by a very good one that saved me a lot of trouble. Today I'm back at Bing Field in Alton, Illinois, playing a game of Control on their town field with the Night Wraith. If you missed last week's video featuring the Sneaky Bean, feel free to pause this video now and check that one out through the link in the description or the info card above. In that video, I mentioned that the temps for this particular day out on the field were already in the low to mid 90s, and it has only gone up since the last game. The temps have caused the number of players that are out to dwindle a bit, leaving a smaller crew on the field for this game, but I'm hopeful it should still be a fun one with how the Night Wraith has been performing. With the heat in mind, I am going to be taking things a bit slower than I normally do as we roll into round 1, not only pacing my energy for both rounds, but also doing a bit of range testing with the lower PSI and the different nozzle that I'm running in this replica today.
Dougie, we got anyone in this next building?
Already, our team is in prime position to take control of the truck that's to my left. The enemy team is playing much slower than I initially expected they would, likely due to the heat and the newer players that are on their side. At the moment though, the truck is not yet active for our team or theirs, so it's going to be a bit of a waiting game until we can start earning some points, which is going to make for some prime opportunity to really test with the Night Wraith on these longer ranges. I talked about it during my last video, but for anyone who is new, the Night Wraith is doing rather well with the new nozzle and lower PSI, even at these longer ranges on this field. I am having a bit of trouble with my bucking, which is causing the random strays you might be seeing while I'm firing, but other than that, I'm still very happy with the performance so far. I'm having no trouble at all reaching out and keeping players pinned and away from the objective, which is exactly what I want once the truck goes live and I get behind it to start earning some points.
Nice.
Now that the objective is up, it's time to check my corners one more time and start getting some points on the board for our team. Unfortunately, that didn't last very long. What I didn't realize until I was already on the truck is that the enemy team is pushed way further on our left side than it actually looks, giving them a clear view of the objective at the cost of not being on it themselves. After heading back to respawn and taking a quick 30-second breather to get out of the heat a bit, I head out to the left side of the field to see just how much range I can push out of the Night Wraith.
I'm shooting through there.
At this range, I'm not sure that I'm able to accurately hit these players. A few rounds look like they may have gotten close enough to impact, but without a clear view of their full trajectory, it's hard to say. At the very least, the incoming fire was enough to get these players to move from their angle on the truck, hopefully helping out our team on the objective and giving me a pretty good frame of reference on how far I can accurately reach a target.
Someone's smacking that one real good. Negative, I got nothing.
After this little exchange at the end, it's time to swap over for round 2. Thankfully, the ref has shortened up the length of each round to accommodate for the high heats today, which kept most of the players out for the next one. But I am definitely feeling a bit more tired than I initially expected I would. Not wanting to listen to my brain just yet, I stick it out and swap sides for the next round. Seeing how the enemy team played last round, I decided to play on the right side and try to prevent them from getting another solid angle on the truck while the rest of our team plays the objective.
Hey, you're out of bounds, dude. You're out of bounds. The forest is not in bounds.
This is a fairly common occurrence, and from the looks of it, the player who went out of bounds here is a bit newer. He quickly realized his mistake, though, and jumped back into the fight towards the back of the field, so no harm, no foul here. At this point, the heat is definitely getting to me. On the other side, I had a bit more shade to work with, and I was able to play a bit faster for a lot longer. But now, with the sun bearing down directly behind me, I can feel my body getting more and more warm as I continue to move, making things a bit more tricky on this side than I expected.
Yep.
I honestly don't know if I got hit here or if it was my mind playing tricks on me, but either way, I was done. Walking back to respawn, I can feel a pounding in my head, every part of my body feels tired and hurts, and I can barely hold up my rifle at this point despite the fact that it's one of the lighter rifles I have in the collection. Finally listening to my body, I decided to call it here rather than sticking out the rest of the game. I made my way back to staging and got plenty of fluids and stayed in the shade for what felt like the best 30 minutes of the entire day as I let my body rest from the environment. Needless to say, all of my outdoor players should take this as a lesson for yourselves. I am fortunate enough to know when my body has had enough, and I've never passed out on the field from exhaustion before, but I have seen plenty of other players do it simply by not knowing when to throw in the towel, whether it be by ignorance of the signals your body is giving you, or an overwhelming amount of pride that isn't worth the risk in my opinion. Thankfully, things are starting to cool down here in the Midwest, so this shouldn't be too much of a concern going forward, But thank you for watching today's video, and if you'd like to check out a more fast-paced game with a bit more going on, aside from me being a goober and staying out in the heat, feel free to go down to the description at the very top and check out the link to last week's video. If you're new and enjoyed today's gameplay, be sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one. Ideally, I won't be tossing in the towel from the heat on the next one. Ideally. If you'd like to support the channel further, you can head over to Wolfden Apparel through the link in the description or in the pinned comment to get yourself a badass decal sticker or a comfy shirt that won't leave you sweating like I was on this particular game. And as always, this has been Wolf, and hope to see you guys next time I hit the field. Truthfully, guys, all jokes aside, please, if you guys are out in this heat, make sure to take care of yourselves, drink plenty of water, take rest, stay in the shade as much as you can. And trust me, if you're having fun, just like I was during this game before I had to call it quits, it's really easy to ignore what your body's telling you and just think that you can stick it out. It's not worth it. Stay safe out there, guys. Summer's almost over and we'll be getting through this heat, so trust me, there'll be plenty more opportunities out there to get back onto the field.